What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and today, my friends, I'm happy to share with you some brand new footage that we have from The Division Resurgence. Now, this is alpha footage. It was captured on a mobile device, but it is the most recent stuff that has been released, and not only that, I also have some information in regards to what we can expect at launch, and my friends, there is a ton of stuff to go over today. Now, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. And remember, we are currently having a giveaway for a PlayStation 5. All you need to do to enter is either subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced on October 2nd of this year. Now, throughout the video, I'll be going over not only some of the questions you've sent the channel, but obviously giving you the most recent information we were just given in regards to what the gameplay is going to be. Now, one of the most commonly asked questions I've gotten so far is, where does the Division Resurgence fall in the timeline between the Division 1 and the Division 2? Now, from what the game has said, this actually falls right after the Division 1, so you are a first wave agent. Now, one of the best things about it happening at this point in the timeline is that it's early enough in the story of the Division for people who haven't played this game before to really feel like they can jump into the universe, and at the same time, it's going to be a deep dive for us day one players to really find out so much more about the backstory. Now, another question that's been bouncing around our universe has to do with PvP, and so many people have been wondering, especially over the last week, is there going to be any PvP in the mobile game? And as you can see, and this is something the game put out yesterday, they finally did confirm that the Division Resurgence will feature the Dark Zone and other PvP modes at launch. Stay tuned for more information. Now, thankfully, we do have that information now, and the other PvP game modes are going to be Skirmish and Domination. And I know for so many of you out there who love playing PvP, going head-to-head against other players, this is fantastic news. Now, the only thing they've mentioned is that they've adapted the Dark Zone for mobile gaming, but as far as everything else, we don't have those details, but as soon as I have any more information, I will pass it along. Moving on, my friends, let's now get into some of the details of what we can expect to see in-game when it actually launches. And one thing I want to mention really quick is that at the end of this video, when I'm done talking, there's a 3-minute walkthrough trailer that goes over a few things. I strongly suggest you check that out as well. So as most of you know, the game does take us back to New York, and for me, when I saw this footage, it truly took me back to when I was first playing The Division. You're going to run into some familiar faces, new people as well, but for me, it truly felt like when I was looking at this, like I was going to have the opportunity to play The Division for the first time. And look, I never play mobile games, it's not really my thing, but when I'm looking at this footage and the type of gameplay, it's something I definitely want to check out. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, this is alpha footage and it was captured on a mobile device, but do not judge the game by the footage you're looking at now, because obviously it will be more polished upon release. Now, one thing a lot of you are asking in regards to gameplay is, what are the actual controls going to be like on screen when you're playing this game? Now, as you saw in some of the earlier footage, you do see the different prompts for the cover system, firing, and things like that. Now, the good thing is that you can customize that any way you want, so you should have different ways to set up your screen. Now, the other thing the game has confirmed is that you can use a gamepad with this game, so those of you that own one, you hook it up to your mobile device and you're totally good to go. Now, the next thing I want to go over has to do with specializations, and upon the game launching, there are going to be 6 specializations available, 4 of which you can see here. Now, the ones you're looking at now are Bulwark, Tech Operator, Demolitionist, and Vanguard. Now, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see it says Function Locked. Specialization switching will be unlocked after reaching character level 15. So for those of you wondering, are you going to be able to switch your specializations at any point? The answer is yes, which means more build diversity. So again, this should be a lot of fun to use. And not only does it make gameplay more enjoyable, but you also want to be able to switch up your build depending on if you're playing solo or in a group, because as most of you know by now, when you are running in a group, having that team synergy is incredibly important. So having the ability to switch your specialization anytime you want is a really great thing. And remember, my friends, this is an MMO, so there are going to be tons of different people you can squad up with. You can obviously invite your friends, they can invite you, and you can also build your own clan, so there are no shortages of ways to play this game. Now, one of the things you can see here is that in the game you can earn talent points. points. And one of the best aspects about that is you can reset your talent points at any time. So let's say if you spec into one thing and you want to completely change your build around, you'll have the option to do that anytime you want. And look, I haven't played this game as yet, so I can't really give you an opinion of what I think of the gameplay. However, from what I've seen so far, it looks like they are making build diversity a center point of the game, and that makes me really optimistic of what we can look forward to. Now, you've been looking at footage from inside the base of operations, which is obviously a place you're going to go to, restock your supplies, do different things with your specializations, talents, things like that. But since this is an open world game, you'll be able to cruise around the city and you will find different settlements, which is obviously another place where you can resupply, check things out, and just really enjoy the gameplay. Because remember, with this game, there are going to be open world main missions, there's the story missions that actually go with Resurgence, you're going to have world activities, different side activities, so as you explore, you're going to find more and more things to do. Another topic a lot of you are wondering about has to do with crafting and what's it going to be like in the game, because as we know in the Division and the Division 2, crafting is really a center point of trying to get certain specific pieces of gear and things like that. Now you can see here, there is a crafting system in the game. I'm also noticing that, you can see there's a crafting expertise level, there's leveling up different weapons. Now we do not have the details of how that's going to work. Obviously, it's as you progress in the game and as you're gaining more XP, you're going to be leveling certain things up. But as far as other details, I do not have them as yet, but as I mentioned earlier, as soon as they pass any more of the information along, you can see equipment proficiency. We don't really know too many details about that as yet, but as soon as I do, I will let you know what's up. Now, this actually brings me to a topic that I want to make sure I address before I wrap this video up, and that has to do with microtransactions. And look, my friends, it's a mobile game. We know they're going to be there. However, in my opinion, microtransactions do not bother me if it's something like buying a new hat or skins for your weapons or things like that. However, if this turns into a pay-to-win scenario, that is something I'm definitely going to have an issue with, especially for the PvP community. And look, we've all seen what happened with Diablo Immortal, and how in that game, if you can swipe your credit card the most, you can buy the most gear and you can take out as many players as you want. That's obviously going to affect the universe, so I sincerely hope that is not the case with this game. For those of you that have been at this channel for a while, and you know this already, but I always give a fair and balanced assessment of a game, regardless of my own personal gameplay. It's about what's going on in the universe itself. So I promise, as we get more and more details, I will not sugarcoat anything. I'll let you know exactly how I feel. Because as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I typically don't play mobile games. Now, when it comes to the microtransactions, again, if it's cosmetic, I don't care. If it's pay to win, I'm going to have an issue with that. But once again, my friends, we do not have that information, so as soon as we do, we will cross that bridge together. With all that being said, I want to start to wrap this up. Now, there is going to be a lot more information passed along, I'm sure, in the upcoming weeks. I think the alpha testing starts very, very soon. I want to keep you up to date on anything, and as always, if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. At this point, I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. However, remember, there is a 3-minute walkthrough video at the end of my speaking. I strongly suggest you stick around, check it out. It's going to give you even more information. And once again, any other questions you have, let me know. Like I said at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Welcome, Agent, to the Division Resurgence. My name is James, and today I want to show you some exclusive gameplay captured directly on mobile. In the Division Resurgence, we have recreated the original cover shooter gameplay with a whole new story and scope of missions. Our journey today starts in a location that should feel familiar. It's your base of operations. Let's join up with our teammate and start our mission. As we walk out of the base of operations, we get our first glimpse at a New York recreated in your mobile device. The game is totally open world and the city is huge. So we'll be using the minimap tool to identify the task at hand and pinpoint its location. Our route is now highlighted and we are free to roam around, explore, or head straight to our destination. After a short walk around the block, we engage with the selected side activity and encounter our first enemies. The Division Resurgence brings new classes to the game, and for this mission my teammate is using the Vanguard specialization, allowing him to spot our targets. As a demolitionist, I'm an explosive expert and have access to the fan favorite seeker mines for a quick and easy takeout. As you can see, specializations or classes enhance the strategic layer to the game, each with its own abilities and choice of skill trees. The interface has been completely adapted to mobile, placing all the controls at your fingertips and customizable to your preferences. This allows you to quickly engage your targets, use skills, and take cover to be as effective as possible during combat. Throughout your exploration of the open world, you will encounter many different factions, each with its unique enemy archetypes and combat styles, some even using drones, which can be really hard to get. Anyway, looting and crafting are key to making sure you've always got the best weapons and gear.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
The time needed for missions, activities and encounters has been reduced, enabling you to game on the go in short bursts. With the Division Resurgence, we want to ensure players can equip a vast array of weapons and gear and tailor their character to their preferred playstyle, or have fun theory crafting the best builds for dealing with various enemies, situations or missions. Here we are going through our latest finds and making sure we are truly invincible. It's time now to head back out to see what the city that never sleeps has in store for us. Thank you for joining us today. Do make sure to register now for a chance to play in the closed alpha. We hope to see you all very soon in the Division Resurgence.